Good evening, all Atmas. Today, under Bhagavad Gita Jnana Yajna, we are going to continue with the chapter 3, Communion through Action. Here, today's sloka is, everywhere the dispositions, the powers of nature perform all works, but deluded by egoism, man thinks I am the doer. So, what does it actually mean? Everywhere the dispositions of nature. So man forms part of nature. Man in the sense, the body, the physical body, the buddhi, the mind, all forms part of nature. Because nature is always active. That's why mind is always active, buddhi is always active. So all these are all part of natures. These are distinct from the soul, Atma. Atma has come from Paramatma. As you saw in the Upanishads, in a big ball of fire, a spark goes out of that fire into the space, and after some time that spark comes and merges into the big ball of fire. Like that, the Atma has split from the Paramatma because of the nature. Nature's acts. So again, after completing an evolution circle, it comes and again merge into the Paramatma. So Jivatma and Paramatma are this. They are the spirit, what you call the Jivatma is part of Paramatma only. It has to complete its, because of these karmic factors, because of the ignorance, why a small spark comes out of the fire is because of the air. See, when air is blown, the fire from the ball just goes out as a spark. Similarly, from the Paramatma, the nature's acts makes it, the nature, another part of nature's acts is the good and bad things are all part of nature. So what happens? This good and bad is the cause for creation of karmas for human beings. That is the reason why he comes out of the Paramatma and does this action. So after completing all the evolutions from 1 sense to 5 sense animal, and after taking the 6th sense human form, all these 6 forms are all part of nature only. The Buddhist forms part of nature. The ignorance is part of nature. The buddhi with ignorance is called ego. So, that's why it's everywhere the dispositions of nature perform all works. So today, if you see this light, the electric light is invented by man. But the power of giving, see, when electric current is passed through the light, the electric current and the power and the light, that radiations, all are formed part of nature only. It is God's creation. So it is not the man. He has only used his buddhi to give a connectivity between the various parts of nature to give it a particular form of shape. So, but everything is formed part of nature only. It is because of the powers of nature only these things are happening. Today we construct a big building that is standing, big building is standing mainly because of the powers of nature. The tensile strength is part of nature. We are using iron rod. This is formed part of nature. And cement, cement may be manufactured with machines, but this cement, the composition of the raw materials in the cement, the sand, the gravel, and the machines which are used, the iron machines which we are using, everything has come from nature only. The man is using only to giving it a shape, and this is being done by buddhi. Buddhi is also formed part of nature. So these are all part of nature, and these are distinct from the self. But what happens when the man goes into ignorance? He identifies, the buddhi identifies itself with the ego and not with the self. So what happens? Then he thinks, I am the doer. See, there is a big factory in which thousands of people are working. Suddenly the mission, the systems, all the missions gets halted. Then the factory manager calls the electrician to check up what has happened. And he comes, he opens and see a problem. So he takes the screwdriver and a cutting plier and clears it, and then all the systems works and thousands of people start working. Here, the electrician, because electrician can do this work only if he have that cutting plier at that plane. Without cutting plier, he cannot be able to rectify the problem. If he doesn't have the cutting plier, he can't do anything. Similarly, at that situation, if cutting plier thinks, without me, thousands of people's work will get affected. So I am having the power of bringing this. Can it think so? So that is the situation. The cutting plier is like we, the human being. The egoism of the in the human being is that cutting plier, and the electrician is the Paramatma. So Paramatma uses us as a tool to do the acts according to our karmas. He creates this physical body to release this karma, so the Atma gets released from it, from the bondage of karmas, and merge with him back. So he uses this nature as a tool for the Atma to release its karmas. So if man thinks I am the doer, then he gets attached. When he thinks I am the doer, means he gets the egoism, he gets pride, he gets superiority complex. So that leads to his own downfall. But those who know the truth, that the dispositions of nature and the actions springing from them are distinct from the self, do not get attached. This is what I am telling. So the light or the current which has been invented by man, these are all form part of nature. Okay. I am not concerned. The self is distinct from the disposition, the powers of nature and its manifestations and the actions springing out of it. If you switch on the fan runs, it gives air, that's all. The air is only meant for the body to have the feeling of pleasantness. But this is distinct from the self. Self is not concerned with this. This pleasantness is needed only for the body. So the self is distinct. These tools, they need the proper environment for them to do the duties, so that the karmas get released, the self will get ultimately merged with Creator. So the self is distinct from the buddhi, mind, body, all these things. These tools are needed for the self to get released from the karmas. So self should not attach with these manifestations of natures, because it has to use these things only to get, because self alone cannot do anything. Though it is form part of Paramatma, it uses these tools which are form part of nature to get itself released from the karmas. That's why those who know the truth, the dispositions of nature and the actions springing from them are distinct from the self. They do not get attached. So whatever actions are being done, that's what Lord Krishna says. You think that you are going to kill Bhishma, Drona, all these things. All these actions, what you are going to do, these are all form part of nature. This is distinct from the self. Atma cannot be killed. It has come from me, it is going to come back to me. When these dispositions of nature are being used for doing various acts, that is the path with which you release the karmas. Do that, that's all. Don't get attached to it. That's the thing he says. When you think that the natures, your skill of archery, all these forms part of nature. And its actions part of nature. They are distinct from the self. You are doing this only to release karmas. When the karmas are released, the self gets released. That's the thing. Offering all your actions to Him, your mind in unison with the Spirit and free from desires and egoism, you fight without the slightest touch of hatred and excitement. What is that? Whatever actions you are doing, everything, whether it is inventions as a scientist, whether it is a teacher, where you are giving a knowledge, education to the people to shape them into a valuable asset to the nation, whatever actions you are doing, that is destined by God to you in this life. Do that by offering the same to Paramatma. Your mind in unison with Spirit. So here, the mind should always be in the divine consciousness. The buddhi and mind should be in divine consciousness when you are doing these acts, so that you will not get attached to what you are doing. All these actions you just offer to Aham, because you know the truth that I am distinct from this nature and all the actions what is being done by this nature. What is nature? Your buddhi, your mind, all your actions, all the events what you are faced. These are all form part of nature. I am distinct from it. But these events and actions that are taking place only according to my karmic factors. It is distinct for different persons, it is different way it happens. Whatever happens, I am distinct, that I am in the self is distinct from all these things. Let me not get attached. Whatever actions, good or bad, offer it to Him. Good things, good actions is release of good karma, bad action is a bad karma. Both I am not concerned with. Once I offer it to Him, I am getting release of my karmas. That's what it says. So when that things comes more, you don't have any desires. Oh, so everything what I am doing is just to release my karmas. When that things comes, you will be doing all the actions. Whatever duties you have to perform, you will be performing everything without attachment, without desires, and without egoism. What is egoism? What is the egoistic character? All the rajasic gunas. I, mine, everything. The actions, the words, everything what you spell out is reflection of ego. This is done by me. This belongs to me. That is done because of my. All these things, my, me, all these things are all egoism. If somebody scolds you, you get anger. This is because of egoism. If you achieve success continuously, you get on pride. This is because of egoism. So all these things should not be there only when your buddhi is in the divine consciousness and your intellect is being guided by the Anandamaya Kosa. You fight without the slightest touch of hatred or excitement. So you fight without the slightest touch of hatred and excitement means what? You are in the war of life. Life is like a war. In this war, you have to fight. You are a warrior. And you have come to this world, you have taken this life in this particular birth to release your karmas by fighting in this war of life. So you will come across a lot of arrows from various people surround in your life, from your friends, from your relatives, from your husband, from your wife, from your children, from your father, from your mother, from your employer. All these people are aiming arrows on us. These things you have to fight, you have to face it. You cannot run away. If you run away, karmas accumulate. All these things you should face it without slightest touch of hatred or excitement. Hatredness comes means ego is there. You should not have. So without hatred and excitement, whatever good thing happens, you should not get excited. When something failed, you should not get hatred against yourself or those who have created their failure. Both should not be there. You should just carry on your duties. If something failed, this release of karma, let me correct myself by doing Atma Vitarana, and let me proceed to see that these things are done properly, and that each and every karmas get slowly released. So that is the way you have to think. That is the perfect principles which a karma yogi should follow. Whoever follows these teachings with mind full of faith and free from disparagement, they also be released from the bondage of karma. So whoever follows this teaching, what is the teaching? The karma yogic teaching. Karma yogi means what? A person who the Atma is distinct from the actions done by the buddhi in releasing his karmas. This is the mindset one should get. Whatever actions you do, in that process, somebody may scold you, somebody may tease you, somebody may praise you. You should not get attached to anything. What the inner self is telling you, if it is purely selfless, then that action is the voice of Atma which is coming, that has to be performed without attachment. And this is the teachings which is being taught with mind full of faith. So what happens? The instruction that will come in the depth of the silence, the voice of inner self, whatever that comes out, follow it. You just surrender to him and follow his instruction with full faith and free from disparagement. That means you should not scold, you should not find fault with anybody for what is happening, for the failure, for your failures, for others. So one should not feel discouraged by their own shortcomings. These shortcomings are all part of the karmic factors only. You should not get attached to it. You should only focus on that and see how you can correct it and go up in that. So Atma Vicharana makes you to correct your shortcomings and achieve success. So that has to be done. So when you focus on your duties and do the acts without attachment, this bondage, the karmic bondage gets slowly released. So follow these teachings of Karma Yoga and involve yourself in full actions without attachment. Because these actions are all part of nature which he has created for you to release. So you are distinct from the nature. That is the feeling one should get. And do the duties perfectly so that one will get released from this bondage of karma, so that when all the bondages are released, the soul merges with the Creator. And that is the objective of Jivan Mukti. The purpose of our birth is to attain Jivan Mukti. That can be attained only as a Karma Yogi. We should do our duties as a perfect Karma Yogi and carry on our duties perfectly without attachment, without excitement, without tension, without fear, without excitement. Cool, calm, collectively, with all devotion, dedication, involvement. With this, if one able to do the work, they can attain success in their life, peace in their life, contentment in their life. And that is the path for release of karmas and one attain the path of moksha. This is the principle start here. Next slokas we will see in the next session. Thank you.